Hey everyone, it's Nicole, and I am super excited because today we're covering a really important topic. And I just dropped my notes, so let me grab those. We're going to be talking about 10 ways to get your dream clients, your ideal clients, right? The ones that you want to work with, the ones that you want to support, the ones that you want to buy your products and services, the ones who want to work with you too, right? And that's really something important to remember, because you don't want to just work with anyone. You absolutely want to work with the people who are your dream clients, who are the ones that you know you could help, who are the ones who you know you can solve their problems, who are the ones that you know that you can absolutely help them have a better life, have a better business, whatever it is that you help them do, right? So today we're going to dive into 10 ways that you can make this happen. If you're on, say hello. If you're watching the replay, just drop in replay below. But I want to know that you're here, and I want to know if you have struggled to get traffic to your website. Just drop that below. If you thought that when you launched your website, people would automatically find it. And look, maybe with some really amazing SEO, people will find it. But the truth is that there is a good chance that we need to do a little bit more work to help people find your website, right? And the truth is too, honestly, most of us are not SEO experts. Most of us, when we started our website, if we had an amazing web designer, maybe we did get some assistance from them with initial SEO. But the question is, did you keep up with it? Did you hire someone to keep up with it? Oftentimes the answer is no. I know myself, I do not do much SEO to my website, but I still have, lots of new clients, and it's because I figured out how to drive traffic to my website, just like even with workshops like this, right? So let's dig in, right? Now, one of the best ways to really make sure that people are engaging with you, I know you're creating content on your social media, I know you're showing up there, right? Hopefully consistently. Obviously being consistent is a big part of it, but one of the things you want to do is you want to engage with your followers. You want to engage with the people who are interacting with your content, right? Because one, algorithms love that. They get your content out to more people that way, which then gives you a bigger audience of potential ideal clients who are going to go back to your site, right? And one of the reasons that they'll be more likely to do that is if you're engaging with them, if you're telling them, you're having a conversation with them, and you're letting them know you have resources to help them. So when people leave comments on your website, on your feeds, like if you leave a comment to me today, say hey if you're on, you can go back to that comment, right? And you can respond to it. And once again, that keeps the algorithm going, but it also shows that you have a genuine interest in your followers. If you have a genuine interest in people who are interacting with you, and that means that they're going to go back to your website to see what you do, right? So that's really important. So that's the first way. Interact with your followers on social media. Block off 15 minutes for this. Follow them. Leave comments on their posts to start a conversation. Two, they're going to want to come back and have a conversation with you on your post. But don't just write like nice pic or love this quote. Actually start a conversation. Ask a question which engages them to come back and ask a question too. Now, the second way that you can get more traffic to your site, and to your, freebies and all of that stuff, right? All of your content. One of the best ways to do that this has been probably the biggest driver of traffic to my site, right? And the biggest driver of clients to me as well. I want you to show up in groups on social media, or on social media where your audience is, right? Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups, Twitter hashtags, Twitter chats if your audience is on Twitter, Instagram hashtags, Instagram DMs, Instagram stories, right? And give helpful advice and answer questions without being salesy or offering your services. This has been one of the ways that my clients is currently getting a good traffic, getting opt-ins to her freebies. This has been a way that I've gotten opt-ins to my freebies as well. Like, I share some tips and then I let them know that I have more info in this freebie. And I've literally gotten 50 opt-ins from dropping it on one post, right? And this could be in any group, but of course, make sure that's allowed first. Make sure that you're not being a jerk about it. And then make sure that, once again, that you're being helpful, that this is not coming from a salesy place, because then it's going to feel gross to you, right? Like, you don't want to quickly pitch your services unless someone's saying like, hey, can I learn more about what you do? Can I learn how to work with you, right? Or somebody's directly saying like, hey, I need a health coach that works with, women going through menopause. And if that's you, you can absolutely say, hey, here I'm at, this is where you can find me. And that is a way to drive traffic to your site, obviously. But you don't want to just be putting out, hey, here's how you work with me. You actually want to be sharing helpful info. Now, these workshops are an amazing way for me to get traffic to my website, because I have an array of topics right on here: how to overcome money mindset blocks, how to build your network, how to work when you're traveling, if you're doing the laptop lifestyle, how to get more done in less time, right? And these are all coming from questions that I see you guys ask, right? From things that you have told me that you want to learn more about. So I think that it's really, really important that you know that I can then share these workshop links, because they're free, right? I repurpose them to be on my website. Right now, you're probably watching this on Facebook, or if you're catching it later, you are watching it on my website. And that's because I repurpose this to be a blog, right? To be a video blog on my site. So that way I can send people directly to my site. They can access the video. There's no opt-in. It's truly general helpful information that is out there. So the third topic I want to talk about is write about a trending topic, okay? Now, I remember a few years ago when Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie announced their divorce. It was huge news. It was a trending topic, right? And I immediately texted my friend, who is a relationship therapist who works with couples, and was like, you need to do a video on this, right? That is a trending topic. That is going to get people's attention. They want to hear different viewpoints on that. There's a lot of people. Now, you may be like, Nicole, that doesn't appeal to me, right? Well, what does appeal to your audience, right? Maybe you're like, Nicole, celebrity gossip, celebrity storylines don't appeal to me. Do they appeal to your audience, right? Do they appeal to a section of your audience? I know I actually did a workshop a few weeks ago, or a couple months ago, on Keanu Reeves and his brand, right? And how he has such a huge audience that truly, truly loves him, including me. And, it was an interesting topic that got people who like Keanu Reeves attention, or maybe want to know how to have a little celebrity energy in their business, right? Want to have more of a self brand. So another good example is, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. She's a new mom, and she obviously has some interesting in-law relationships. So if you're someone who works with moms, who works with parenting, who works with people who struggle with family relationships, like, there's several different angles that you can take with that story, and tie it into your own work, right? And tie it into how you help people with this. And once again, like, another way you could do this is you could do it on Facebook or Instagram or something like that, and then use it to drive people to an article you wrote on your website about it. You could do a straight out article about it on your website, you know what I mean? Or you, like I said, an article that tells them how to solve this problem, or hits a different aspect of it, or a freebie that helps them solve that problem. So that is something that you can really do. It's write about a trending topic that's happening now. Another thing that I feel that is kind of a great idea, and this is Number 4, right, is to use the Cosmo method to create catchy headlines for your work, right? People want to read fun stuff. People want to read things in their own words, right? People don't want to read a blog that's like 5 unhealthy snacks to avoid, right? Blah. What if you change that and you said, crush these 5 cravings to have more energy? Which one feels more exciting to you to read? And which one feels like more like, oh my goodness, let me check this out, right? So really look over, the reason I call this Cosmo headlines is because it's about thinking about Cosmo and their different article headlines and looking at the front of their magazine, because their headlines are always catchy when you're standing in the grocery store online, right? Even if you are like, ugh, annoying, like they catch your eye. So you know, I have had some clients using this method and it has truly, truly transformed their freebies and their blogs, and it's getting more attention and it's getting them guest blog spots. And it's because their work sounds much more interesting and intriguing, and it's really written to their audience. It's not written to peers, right? Sometimes, you know, if you're a dietitian or if you're a therapist like I was, we have a tendency to write a little bit more researchy, a little bit more boring, a little bit more jargon, because that's how we learn to write. That's what we had to write. We don't want to use that. We want to use everyday words, right? We want to use the words that people are using, and we want to kind of spice it up a little bit to get their attention. Another simple trick to do is to use Google Analytics, right? To look at the traffic on your website to see what's getting the most attention. This isn't only good to honestly like say like, hey, if people are on your press page, make sure you have a contact form on how they can contact you for interviews, right? But it's also making sure that you are, if you do see a, like say we just, that blog that I just made up, right? Crush these 5 cravings. And that has a ton of traffic. Maybe you can do something similar to that. Like here are 5 cravings that you want to have, right? 5 cravings that you want to not develop, but you guys know what I mean. 5 cravings to start today, right? So kind of do something similar, reverse it a little bit, add more info to it. You know what I mean? Like, I think that this is really, really something you could do. This is so funny, by the way. I just got like a little alert on my phone, and it was from People Magazine, and it was about, I just glanced at it super quick, but it looked like it was about Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, Kate and William going their separate ways. So once again, if you're someone who works with family conflict, this is a great thing to tie into. See like what news headlines are popping up, right? When there's a news headline popping up again about a fast food restaurant or something like that, how can you tie that into your work if you work with health, right? I think that this is all super, super beneficial things that you can do. So the next way is one of my personal favorites. Submit articles to blogs that accept reader submissions, right? Tiny Buddha, Thrive, with Ariana Huffington, the Rising Tide Society, Medium, LinkedIn's publishing platform. Make sure that you're sharing your blog post there, and make sure that you are linking to other blogs you have if that's allowed in the content or a freebie. If not, usually they let you use a link in your bio. Make sure that is linking to a freebie on your site. Don't link it to just your general website. Link it to something helpful for them that they are going to be more likely to click on after reading your article, right? Something that's connected. Don't just say, check out NicoleLaloya.com. When I do things like, hey, download your free guide to batch like a boss and save hours in your work week, people are more likely to click on that, and they're more likely to sign up for that freebie. Okay, so that's something that's really, really important to remember. Sorry guys, I'm a little slow on my caffeine intake today. Now, the next way we're going to talk about is similar to that, and that's more video based, right? So that is, or audio based, right? So get on podcasts, get expert spots on other podcasts. Most podcasts have submission guidelines on their site or have a contact form where you can pitch yourself. Get on other people's courses, right? Can you offer a bonus for them? What can you give to the course that would be helpful for them? Partner up with other people for webinars, joint ventures, things like that, right? Make sure that you're putting yourself in front of people who have a similar audience to you. For example, coming up in early December, I actually have a free training that I'm doing for the Financial Gym, right? They work with a lot of women who are looking to get their finances straightened out, financial help, things like that. They work with a lot of business owners. So I'm doing a training with them on how to grow your network, right? And how to grow your net worth through your network. So that is something that I'm doing, and I'm going to get in front of their audience, which is really generous of them to let me. I also have them in front of my audience too. So this is another way, right? Number 8, have guest posts on your site, have interviews on your site. Do it on social media. They're going to be more likely to share it to their audience, and then their audience is going to go back to your site to check it out. Now, interestingly, this is something I started but did not continue. I should have. Consistently be consistent with these things. Maybe schedule yourself in at least once a month to have something like this. This is truly something that is so beneficial. But this is something I started out when I was doing more therapy and general and more life coaching in the start around stress management, around anxiety, depression. I actually had a fun little interview series. It's probably still on my website somewhere, Confessions of a Former Stress Addict. And, I interviewed people about their stress habits. I interviewed people about their self-care. It was all women within the age range of my target audience, women who had hated their jobs, things like that, had a lot of the same characteristics as my general audience. And then they were likely to share it as well. So these are things that were fun. A written interview is very easy to do. You have the same questions that you could send to people, or you can do a live interview as well. I've been seeing a lot of my clients do that and really get in front of new audiences and get a lot of shares, get a lot of more views on their content. So this is something you want to think about. Now, the other thing to do is create content that answers your most asked questions by your audience, okay? So like I've done this with the weekly workshops. People are asking how to have more time. People were asking, how to overcome money blocks. People are asking how to get more traffic to their site. So that is something that you can do, that once again, this is your most asked questions by your audience. And then you can, once again, create that content. That's things that people are searching for, and use their own words, right? Use their own words. People want to know how to get clients and ideal clients and dream clients to their website. That's why I said that. Do they also want to know how to increase traffic? Yes, but I think more importantly, you don't want any traffic. You want dream client traffic. So that's why I kind of switched and worked out the title on this a little bit. But once again, you can then, like I said earlier, go back to sharing these things when you're in the groups. And it's multiple ways to get more traffic to that one article, right? So once again, make sure you're saying, if you're getting a question over and over again, that's something that you want to answer for people in your content. Now, the last way is one of my favorite ways and one of the most important things to remember, and it's something that people are not really always doing well. And that's having a call to action. Whenever you create content, whenever you create videos, whenever you create social media, right? So even now at the end of this, I'm going to have a call to action. And my call to action for you today, I'm just kind of giving you the sneak preview, is to let you know that I'm currently having $1,000 off on my Bigger Business Intensive. So I want you to book a call today if you want to scale your income, if you want to create a bigger business, if you want consistent income and you want it to keep growing, then I want you to book a call today about my Bigger Business Intensive at NicoleDeloy.com/consult. This is my 4-month one-to-one coaching program. You get 9 sessions with me. You get unlimited email access. You get bonus access to my list building bundle. And my reset and refresh content. And this is all really, really helpful information. This is all really, really helpful, content, and this is going to be a transformative program for you. So book that call today. You could click the link in the description or, just head over now at NicoleDeloy.com/consult. So that is how you do a call to action, right? So you direct people to something they need to do. So you can direct them to a freebie, you could direct them to another piece of content, you could direct them to follow you on Instagram. All of those things are things that you can do to make sure that you are driving people to your site, right? You're driving people there. And on your site too, when you drive them to a piece of content, make sure you have another call to action. Your freebie should have another call to action. It's a pathway. It's a journey for people to start to work with you. So I think that, these are all things that you can do to drive more traffic. If you have any questions, drop them below. I want to hear which way you're going to do first, right? And I'm just going to go through them really, really quick. 1, engage with your followers on social media who are leaving you comments and etc. 2, show up in groups on social media where your audience is and be helpful. 3, write about a trending topic. 4, use the Cosmo method to create catchy headlines for your work that people are going to want to read and click on more. 5, use Google Analytics to see which of your content is being read the most, create more like it. 6, submit articles to sites that your clients are reading, that your dream clients are reading, and then accept guest blogs. Look for posting opportunities from other bloggers. Do this on LinkedIn, but get your content in front of more people. Get guest expert spots on podcasts, do webinars, give bonuses for other people's courses, partner up with them, see what you can do. Use call to actions whenever you create content, right? Get those people to do another thing, right? Give them something specific to do and make sure it's in all your content, all your social media, etc. And make sure when you're doing something like this and you're doing a video, don't just say the call to action at the end of the video. Some people don't make it through. Make sure it's also in the description of the content as well. You want people to be able to see it multiple times, right? Book your Bigger Business consults at NicoleDeloy.com/consult so you can save $1,000 on my intensive, right? It's okay to repeat it a few more times, no matter where you're at. Have guest posts, interviews with others on your site. Have people creating content on your site because then they're going to share that content with their audience. Make sure it's people who have a similar audience to yours, where your dream clients and ideal clients would be. And then 10, create content that answers your most asked questions by your audience, because it makes it really easy to share. It'll come up in people's searches more. You're going to be giving them exactly what they need. So you guys, if you've been struggling, if you've been thinking, I'm not ready, right? I'm not ready for more help. I'm not ready for more growth. You're never going to be ready. You're never going to feel ready, really. So I really do encourage you to overcome that and to book the Bigger Business, the consult about the Bigger Business Intensive, my mentorship program, my one-to-one mentorship program. As I wrap up the rest of the spots, I only have 5 spots available at this $1,000 discount. So this is something you're really going to want to make sure you grab. Just go to NicoleDeloy.com/consult to book that, and I will see you guys soon.